Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I am super excited to be here. It's Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I'm super excited to be here with you this morning. I hope you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let someone know that we are on. Guys, I can't even lie. I'm telling you, I can't even lie to you. It's like everything was fine. When I got ready to come online, I came online and I couldn't hear myself. Came online, couldn't see the video. Like, I don't know what is going on. But I'm here. Today I was on by 8 o'clock, I was on, and the tech was not working. So we're glad we're here though. Oh my gosh. I'm glad I'm here. All the time is gone, but let's see what we can do in 10 minutes. Okay, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Share the broadcast with someone. Let someone know that we're on. Yeah, I want to make sure that I can hear myself. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I had to go back to use Zoom because I had some issues with that other one that I was using. So, anyway, good morning. I hope your Friday has found you well. I know I woke up this morning. My voice sounds a little raspy, but it was a good week. It was a great week. And guess what? I started yesterday 4 days of praise. I'll tell you about that afterwards. Okay. 4 days of praise. We're going to shame the devil. All right. Awesome. So, this is what I want to talk to you about today. You can't do what you want in marriage. Yep, you can't do what you want in marriage. Now, am I saying that in marriage, you have to be controlled, or am I saying that in marriage there's no privacy? Am I saying that in marriage, no one can, you can fulfill your own goals and dreams and things like that? That's not what I'm saying. When I say you can't do what you want in marriage, I'm talking about your behavior, your decisions. That is what I'm talking about. Your behaviors and your decisions. Okay. So I only have 10 minutes. I'm going to do justice to this, I believe, in just 10 minutes. Listen, in marriage, you are free to make your own choice. Even God gives us the ability to make our own decisions. God allows us. In the Garden of Eden, we saw Adam and Eve. They made their own choices, regardless of what God commanded them. So I'm not saying you don't have agency in marriage. You have freedom in marriage, you have agency in marriage. You can make decisions on your own, because ultimately, every decision you make, you have to answer to them. You're responsible and you are accountable for every decision and how you react and respond to situations in your marriage. When I say you can't do what you want in marriage, what I mean is that you can't, by way of agency, get up and make decisions that will become costly to your spouse. Okay? So every decision we make in marriage impacts and affects our spouse. Every decision, good, bad, or indifferent. And if you have children, it impacts your entire family. So every decision you make, you have to think about these people that are involved. In my field of study, in my field of work, we talk about key stakeholders. Okay. Some of you may know that I also work in cybersecurity. Okay. And in my field, we talk about key stakeholders. All right. Key stakeholders. And these are the people that a system or their clients that have a say in what you're doing, right? They're the stakeholders. They're the ones that you will talk to. They're the POCs. They're the people that you will communicate with. They're people. Do you understand that these are the key people that you connect with? So your family is the key stakeholder. Your spouse is the key stakeholder. Your children are the key stakeholders. And many of us, we make decisions in our marriage as if life is only about us. We make decisions because we're not happy. We make decisions because we don't feel like it. We make decisions because we feel this way. We make decisions and don't consider the people involved. If I'm having a meeting, I need my key stakeholders to be with me. If I'm having a meeting, if the person the meeting is about is not present, it's a waste of time. Because I need those people to be able to make the next decisions. I need those people to know what is going on with the system. I need those people. So to hold a meeting without the key stakeholders is like, you just want to waste time and come back and do it again. Because you need those people to tell you what's going on with the system. Where are we in terms of security? What is the posture of this security system? Whatever it is. Okay? So that's a little cyber feed this morning. Coach Yeboah, you will come to find out, is very versatile. So there's a lot of things that I've been skilled in, a lot of things that I've done, a lot of things that I'm able to do. And so whatever it is, do what God has for you. Does that make sense? Sometimes in our lives, we have to do what we have to do in order to do what we want to do. All of you can tell what I want to do, right? What do I want to do? I want to teach. I want to help. I want to grow people. I want to heal marriage. I want to do all those things. But life is also lifing, right? So anyway, that's just a by the way. Many people say, I don't feel like doing this. I don't want. Sometimes we do what we have to do in order to do what we want to do, okay? So that's just a little lesson about life. So going back to what I was saying, you can't do what you want to do in marriage because as a spouse, you get up and you say, well, today I don't feel like, I'm going to argue in front of the children. I don't feel like being the bigger person. So you don't feel like being the bigger person. The kids are sitting there and now you're cursing out your spouse. You're calling your spouse names. You're saying things that are very inappropriate for the children to hear. And all in the name of, you don't feel like being the bigger person, but there's a place of responsibility on your head. Does that make sense? Anytime we make decisions as married people, our spouse suffer the consequences. So your consequence is not just for you alone. And I'm going to give you several examples. Your consequence is not for you alone. So if you decide to quit a job, that's fine. Feel as you feel. But guess what? The people paying for that are going to be you, your spouse, and the children. Does that make sense? If you decide to cheat, you decide to commit adultery, well, it's great that you didn't feel loved and you felt like neglected. It's all good, right? It was all about you. But then you felt like stepping outside the marriage, and you did. And when you stepped outside the marriage, you ended up with a child. Hello. You ended up with a child, and now the child is speaking for itself. Guess what? That child support, your spouse's money income is also included. In some states, they look at your total household income. So your child, now your spouse has to pay for a child that you went out venturing for. And you know what? There are many women I commend who have stood by their husbands and they've said, okay, you've gone and gotten a child outside of wedlock. I'm going to take care of that child. That's fine. You understand? Like, I get it. You stood by your man. But here's the thing. You're having to take responsibility for that action. That irresponsibility, you're having to pay for it. So this is why we can't do what we want. We can't do what we feel like because everything we do, somebody else is paying for it. Are you here? If you're here, click the like button, give me some thumbs up, share the broadcast, let someone know that we're on. See, people are watching, but here we are competing with algorithms because you have to show that you're interested so that you too can show this to more people. There are more people that need to hear this. This message is healing people. Listen, I've gotten so many messages this week telling me, oh my gosh, I'm watching this and this is so good. I'm watching this and I'm learning. I'm watching this and I'm growing. People are benefiting. But if you're watching and you're not doing anything, you're silently watching, you're not sharing the broadcast, then your neighbor can't see it. The only way for other people to see it is if you share the broadcast. It's not me that wants more followers, please. It's the broadcast so we can get to the people that need this message. It's very important, okay? So thank you for those of you who are doing it, for those of you that are sharing, and for those of you that are responding to this plea. But hear this, marriage, I was reading the book of Mark this morning, and I believe it was Mark 11 or so. I was just reading a lot of chapters, so I wasn't trying to memorize per se. But in the book of Mark, it says, likewise, this is why a man will leave his family and do what? And be with and be with his wife. This is why a man shall leave his mother and father and be what? And be connected to the wife, so the two shall be one. The two become one. This is why, because you must leave your family as a man. You leave everything. The concept of leaving, many people don't understand. Many get married and they want to hold on to their friends. These are my friends. I have to go hang out. These are my friends. For what? Especially members of the opposite sex. They are so keen on, this is a friendship I must keep. For what? You must leave and cleave. When you leave, you cleave. Likewise, this is why a man must leave. So again, when you hear me talk about the man determines what happens in the household, the man dictates. The man is the head. The man is the one who, this is what we talk about leadership. And I have a video about that. The purpose of men. So when you leave, you cleave to your wife. And as you cleave to her, now you are both one. When you become one, nothing can come asunder. Nothing can come in between you. But if you bring yourself to the place where you're like, I'm going to make my own decision. This is what I feel like doing. I want my privacy. I want this. I want that. It's like, no, you don't necessarily get to do all these things in marriage. Truly, you don't get to do all these things in marriage. It's very important. It is crucial that as you are in the marriage, as you are going about daily, you are mindful that I must cleave. I must cleave to my husband. I must cleave to my wife. Does that make sense? Likewise, this is why. So people went to Jesus and they were saying to Jesus that, hey, there was a decree of divorcement given to people. And he said, no, in the beginning, it was not so. In the beginning, it was not so. Every time I said, I'm going to talk about, every time I talk about, that place where I'm always talking about, I want to talk about the fantasy of divorce. The fantasy of divorce. I'm going to come and talk about it. Let's see if I can remember next week. I'll talk about the fantasy of divorce. Because we keep thinking that there's another way. There's a new way. I can do it this way. I can do it that way. And it's not so. Likewise, you leave and you cleave because the two are one. You are one. And when you are one, you begin to make decisions according to the group, according to us. So I may not feel like it, but I'm going to do it because it's about our marriage. Listen, I personally know at least 2 people who stepped outside of their marriage and got connected to another woman. They had sex and the woman claimed that the men raped them. Did you hear what I just said? The woman claimed that the husband assaulted them. So when you decide to step out, you don't know the kind of woman you're connecting with as a man. You don't know. Because men, you don't pick the way women we pick. We have a radar. We can put the radar on a woman and say that woman is trouble. So she's your friend, she's your friend. Her intentions are not pure. And you're not a woman, so you won't know as a man. So it may look like, oh, the woman is jealous, or the woman is this, or the woman. It's not about the woman being jealous. The woman is not jealous. The woman is not what? It's not jealous. The woman can see what you can't see because you're led by your feelings. And as emotional as women can be, let me tell you, they're also very rational. And we can call things to be the way they are. We can see things for what they are. And so the man steps out, and then the woman that he connected with is like, no, you raped me. Who's going to stand with the men? Because let me tell you, men are not built for these things. Oh, they're not built for, they don't have the capacity. Many men don't have the capacity to go through these emotionally toiling situations. So now the wife has to come and stand and say, no, the men I know will never rape, but the men I know will cheat. But he will never rape. And then you have to stand by the man. Guys, you can't do what you want in marriage. It's not about your feelings, not about what I think. Let me tell you, the Holy Spirit is so real. There was a situation and I started talking to someone, and immediately I said what I said. It was like, there was an immediate, don't do this in my spirit. Don't say this in my spirit. Because it wasn't anything in particular, but what I said could be misconstrued by that person, which was a male. So don't say this. The Holy Spirit becomes like a radar. He becomes a warner. He's warning you and telling you, be careful. The Holy Spirit said, be careful. So I don't want to sit here and think that people are not warned when they're making decisions. You don't know that the person you're dealing with has mental health issues. So you're cheating with a woman who has mental health issues and you don't know because she looks good and she's got everything together. You're talking to a man who is obsessed with you. You're pregnant and he loves you so, like, I love pregnant women. You think that he's just being nice. No, he's addicted to you. He wants you. He's obsessed with you. And you're still entertaining this man. He's helping you and stuff. He's doing things that your husband is not doing. Then you tell the man, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And he's like, what do you mean? Guys, the Holy Spirit will whisper to you and say, nope, careful. Don't do this. Don't go there. When the Holy Spirit whispers, a lot of us, we don't listen. We don't want to hear it. So many people, especially before they step out, they are warned. Most of us, we are warned. We are warned. I've been warned. I wasn't intending to step out, but I said something that could be misconstrued, and I was rebuked by the Spirit of the Lord. So we don't have to sit and wait till somebody comes and say, oh, don't do this. For your wife to come through the phone and say, this one don't do. No. Or your husband to say, oh, I don't like how you flirted with that man. No. We don't have to wait until, because the Holy Spirit will guide you. This is why I said marriage is between you, your spouse, and God. And many of us, we forget. I don't feel this way. I don't feel that way. The marriage is over. How does God feel? Many are divorced that God didn't send them to get divorced. To you, you are divorced. To God, you are still married. So you have to be mindful of these things as you go on in a marriage, that you're not of your own. I know it doesn't sound so good, but you know what? If you want to be of your own, then guess what? Stay single, because you're not of your own. Even privacy, there's a limit on privacy when it comes to marriage. So the concept of this, my own that, there's no own anything. It's a communal property. All right? There are boundaries to things, but this is not what the video is about. So we're going to focus on what it is. Make sure you share this broadcast with someone. Let someone know that we were on. If you're watching the replay, share it with someone. Comment, like it. All right? This is your coach, Yeboah. I pray that today you are looking at your marriage, you're seeing where you may lack, you're seeing where you're coming short, and you are moving accordingly. All right? The Lord bless you. You guys have an amazing week. You are blessed and highly favored. Weekend, enjoy your weekend, because I'm going to enjoy mine. Make sure that you praise. There's 4 days of praise I'm doing. Yesterday, I was just dancing to praises. Today, I'm going to be doing the same. Tomorrow, up to Sunday. 4 days where I am shaming the devil, and I'm excited, and I'm dancing, and I'm praising God for what he's done, what he's about to do, and what he's yet to even do.